I'll be able to hang in there.
What was the injury?
On my knee.
What's going on, guys? Justin here. Today we're going to go over the best Packers player selected in each round of the NFL draft. Now, I'm only really concerned with drafts that date back to about the 1980s because I don't really care about anything before then. And yes, I'm very much aware of some of the historic players and teams that played in the 50s and 60s, but again, I don't really care about those unks. So let's start it off with the best undrafted free agent in Green Bay Packers history, Tramon Williams. Tramon went undrafted in the 2006 draft out of Louisiana Tech. The thing is, he didn't initially sign with the Packers after the draft. Instead, he signed with the Texans and spent the summer with them before he was eventually released during roster cutdowns. The Packers then added him to the practice squad where he stayed for the entire 2006 season. So I don't know if it should count, but I am excited to talk about Tramon, so he's staying. Tramon then made the team in 2007 and won the kick and punt returner job. By mid-season, he was seeing some reps at corner and got a start due to a Charles Woodson injury where he recorded his first career interception. In 2008 and 2009, he went into the seasons as the third corner but made 9 and 10 starts in those years because of Al Harris injuries. He totaled 9 picks and 2 forced fumbles in those seasons. Al Harris was still recovering from his ACL tear, so Tramon was CB2 heading into the 2010 season. Harris was eventually released, securing the starting job for Tramon. Over the course of the season, he totaled 6 picks, 20 pass defenses, and 1 forced fumble, but most notable was his performance in the postseason. In the 2010 wildcard round against the Philadelphia Eagles, Tramon Williams secured the victory with an interception late in the game. In the divisional round, Tramon hit a 70-yard pick six to close out the half against Matt Ryan and the number 1 seed Falcons. He then helped the Packers win the NFC Championship game and the Super Bowl, being named as a Pro Bowl replacement in the process. Tramon was a starter for the next 4 seasons, securing 12 more interceptions before leaving to play on the Browns and Cardinals. He returned for the 2018 and 2019 seasons, starting 23 games and recording 2 picks. The Super Bowl run was most memorable, but in total, he played in 174 games for the Packers, being selected to 1 Pro Bowl and notching 34 interceptions, 4.5 sacks, and 14 fumble recoveries. A Green Bay Packers legend that went undrafted and will be inducted into the Packers Hall of Fame later this year. Now, the NFL used to have more than 7 rounds, some years as many as 20. In 1994, the NFL finalized on 7 rounds, though. I thought about talking about a player that was taken in a round later than round 7, but no one in the 80s was worthy enough to talk about, and I didn't really want to go any further back than 1980, so let's jump right into round 7. In the 1999 NFL Draft, with the 7th pick in the 7th round, the Green Bay Packers selected wide receiver Donald Driver from Alcorn State. Driver played 14 seasons in his career, every single one for the Packers. He didn't do a ton until his 4th year, where he caught 70 passes for 1,064 yards and 9 touchdowns, earning his first Pro Bowl selection. After a down year in 2003, he returned to form, posting over 1,000 receiving yards for the next 6 years. In 2006, Driver finished with a career high of 1,295 yards. He added 8 touchdowns, earning his second Pro Bowl selection. The following year, he notched another Pro Bowl with 1,048 yards and 2 touchdowns. In 2010, at age 35, Driver finished with 565 yards, but was still named as a Pro Bowl replacement. I'm not exactly sure what happened there, but that secured his 4th and final Pro Bowl. He also caught 2 passes for 28 yards in the Super Bowl, helping the Packers win their first championship in 15 years. Donald Driver was later inducted into the Packers Hall of Fame, and in total, Driver played in 220 games, caught 792 passes for 10,812 yards, and scored 65 touchdowns for the Packers after being selected in the 7th round. He finished as the all-time Packers leading receiver. He's one of the most productive 7th rounders of all time, and easily the best in Packers history. The greatest 6th round pick by the Green Bay Packers is Mason Crosby. It was a bit of a tough decision, but I am going with the kicker who was selected with the 19th pick in the 6th round. Crosby was drafted in 2007 and was the starting kicker for the Packers for the next 16 seasons. He was the NFL scoring leader his rookie year. He holds the record for most consecutive postseason field goals made with 23. He holds the record for most consecutive starts by a kicker at 258. He didn't miss a single field goal in 2020, and he's the Packers' all-time leading scorer. scorer. Altogether, he attempted 520 field goals, making 426 of them, and scored 2,081 points in 281 games. I could have went with tight end Mark Shimura, quarterback Matt Hasselbeck, or offensive lineman John Runyon Jr., but I think Mason Crosby is the best 6th rounder in Packers history. In the 5th round, I have 2 entries because I couldn't pick between them. Pass rushers Aaron Kampman and Kabir Gabaja-Biamila. Aaron Kampman was selected in the 5th round in 2002. He played 8 seasons in Green Bay, recording 57 sacks over 118 career games. In 2006, he finished with 15.5 sacks, which is the 3rd most in a single season for the Packers. He also forced 3 forced fumbles en route to a Pro Bowl and 2nd-team All-Pro selection. In 2007, he recorded 12 sacks, adding another Pro Bowl and another 2nd-team All-Pro nod. He is currently 4th on the Packers' all-time sack list. And in 2024, he was inducted into the Packers Hall of Fame. KGB was drafted in the 2000 NFL Draft. He only recorded 1.5 sacks his rookie year, but went on a run of 13.5, 12, 10, and 13.5 over the next 4 seasons, earning a Pro Bowl selection in 2003. KGB played his entire 9-year career in Green Bay, totaling 132 games and 77 sacks. He finished his career as the all-time leading sacker for the Packers, but was later surpassed by Clay Matthews. He was also inducted into the Packers Hall of Fame in 2013. David Bakhtiari is the greatest 4th-round pick in Packers history. Bakhtiari played in Green Bay for 11 seasons, playing 140 total games. He was one of the best offensive linemen in the league in the late 2010s, securing 3 Pro Bowls, 3 second-team All-Pros, and 2 first-team All-Pros. At one point, he was the highest-paid offensive lineman in league history. Unfortunately, he had a career-altering knee injury on 2021 New Year's Eve, which likely took away at least 1 Super Bowl from the Packers and pretty much the remainder of Bach's football career. He could have easily played a handful of more years at a high level, one of the biggest what-ifs in Green Bay Packers history. The best 3rd-round pick that the Packers have ever made is wide receiver Antonio Freeman. Freeman was the 90th overall pick in the 1995 draft. He played 8 of his 9 years in Green Bay, having 1 quick pit stop in Philadelphia in 2002. He wasn't very productive his rookie year, but followed it with a 900-yard sophomore season, then improved to 1,200 yards, and finally peaking at 1,424 yards, which led the NFL and earned him a Pro Bowl and first-team All-Pro selection. His production declined, but he was still solid, going for 1,900 and 800 yards in his next 3 years, and altogether, Freeman had 478 catches for almost 7,400 yards and 69 touchdowns in 130 games for the Packers. His highlights also include one of the greatest walk-off touchdowns of all time.
And it's incomplete. Or did he make the catch at the 15? Yes. What are they going to rule? That he caught it? Touchdown! He did what?
And an 81-yard touchdown reception in Super Bowl 31. Staying at wide receiver, Davante Adams is the greatest 2nd-round pick in Green Bay Packers history. His career started slow, with fans calling for Jeff Janis over him due to drops, but it eventually heated up. From his 3rd year until his time in Green Bay ended in 2022, he recorded 997 or more receiving yards every single season, except for one, which was when Brett Hundley started 9 games for an injured Aaron Rodgers. Davante was extremely good at finding the end zone too, totaling 10 or more touchdowns in 5 years of a 6-year stretch. During that time, he made 5 Pro Bowls and 2 first-team All-Pros. Davante finished his career in Green Bay playing 127 games, catching 741 passes for 9,031 yards, and he also scored 81 total touchdowns. One of my most favorite players of all time, and an absolute Packers legend that should have been a Super Bowl champ. The greatest 2nd-round pick in Packers history, Davante Adams. And to hopefully no one's surprise, the GOAT, Aaron Rodgers, is the greatest 1st-round pick in Green Bay Packers history. He sat for his first few years behind Brett Favre, but immediately started playing at an MVP level once it was his time to shine. In his 2nd year starting, he made the Pro Bowl. In his 3rd year starting, he won the Super Bowl and Super Bowl MVP. In his 4th year, he was named to another Pro Bowl, first-team All-Pro, and 1 league MVP. Add another Pro Bowl in year 5, another MVP award in year 7, and it goes on and on. In total, Aaron Rodgers was a 10-time Pro Bowler, 1 second-team All-Pro, 4 first-team All-Pro, and 4-time NFL MVP. He led the league in passer rating 4 times. He led the league in touchdowns twice, led the league in completion percentage once, and was named to the 2010s All-Decade team. He has the highest career passer rating of all time, the best career touchdown to interception ratio, the lowest interception percentage for a career and a season, the most consecutive pass attempts without a pick, and the single season passer rating record. As a Packer, he threw for almost 65,000 yards, 520 touchdowns, and had a passer rating of 103.3 in 252 games. Easily the greatest first-round pick in Packers history, and there's an argument he's the greatest first-round pick in NFL history too. The GOAT, Aaron Rodgers.